And she put it in a letter, put it in writing in a letter to Congress. Now, the only problem is ActBlue's outside counsel, as the chairman said, sent a memo to Ms. Wallace-Jones where they said things were a little different than what she described to Congress. They said ActBlue's response to Congress was not entirely accurate.
ActBlue told Congress everything was fine here. Then Jim Jordan read the memo their own lawyer wrote.
Without objection, so ordered. I now yield 5 minutes to the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Mr. Jordan, for an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. We're not taking foreign contributions. That's what Ms. Wallace-Jones said in November 2023, responding to a letter from the chairman. She said, passport information is required from donors providing an address outside the United States. Quote, we have multi-layered screenings in place to root out foreign contributions. She put it in a letter, put it in writing in a letter to Congress. Now, the only problem is ActBlue's outside counsel, as the chairman said, sent a memo to Ms. Wallace-Jones where they said things were a little different than what she described to Congress. They said ActBlue's response to Congress was not entirely accurate. They said, quote, ActBlue did not have the rigor in its review of overseas donations that was required or that it described to Congress. Quote, there's a substantial risk some of the funds were impermissible contributions from foreign nationals. And ActBlue's staff was aware that its system was not as robust as necessary, making these contributions appear, listen here, knowing and willful. There's intent right there. Knowing and willful and an effort to conceal. Wow. Knowing and willful, not entirely accurate response.
Guys, who's surprised that?
Response to Congress in an effort to conceal. You know what they call that? They call that lying. So the question is, who are you going to believe? The law firm or ActBlue? Now, a few things to consider when you're evaluating that question. That we've uncovered, the committees have uncovered. First, there's just the general suspicious activity. Foreign IP addresses with 237 contributions in one day. 1,700 transactions in 7 days where the donor's country did not match the country of the donor's IP address. That seems fishy.
I mean, it could be a VPN, but we'll talk later.
Second, the documents the committee obtained did not square with Ms. Wallace-Jones' response to Congress. We had one ActBlue employee who, in an email, said, changes we have made over the last year have already meant we're accepting more fraud. So there was already some fraud. They changed their standards so they were accepting more fraud. ActBlue board member Kimberly Peeler-Allen admitted up to, quote, $38 million in ActBlue contributions in 2024 had signs of a foreign origin. Third, as the chairman said, there were 5 people on the fraud prevention team at ActBlue who were concerned about foreign contributions, and all 5 have either resigned, been fired, or been placed on leave. All 5. The manager of the day-to-day fraud prevention resigned. Vice President of Customer Service in charge of fraud prevention for 2024 resigned. Top lawyers at ActBlue, General Counsel Darren Hurwitz, fired, given a $170,000 severance package as long as he didn't say anything without first checking with ActBlue. Aaron Ting, Associate General Counsel, resigns. ActBlue refuses to give us, even though we've asked for it, his resignation letter. And Legal Counsel Zain Ahmad resigns after being retaliated against for blowing the whistle to the board about what was going on. And as the chairman mentioned, we deposed all 5 of them. And every single one of them, 146 times, took the 5th.
Oh, my God.
This is a tale as old as time.
Guys.
You get caught doing something wrong, and when you're questioned about it, you deny it. And when evidence emerges and questions persist, you take the 5th. Take the 5th. Now, why would all that happen? Why would all that happen? Well, I think there's probably 3.8 billion reasons why all that happened. $3.8 billion ActBlue took in the 2024 election cycle. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And we know that there's something going on here, and that's why the investigation persists. And our investigation is different than what the Justice Department's doing, but we appreciate what they're doing too. And mostly, I want to thank this committee. I want to thank Chairman Stile and this committee for the work they've done. But for that letter sent, we might not have figured this out. So I appreciate the chairman, the good work he's doing, and I yield back.
Guys, Jim Jordan is one of these people that generally are not going to start speaking unless he has the literal proof to kind of shove down your throat here. And I'm not sure she walked into here thinking at all here that she was just going to get away with anything here, bro. Because, I mean, if he's speaking, he generally has the proof at hand here. The fact that there are multiple people that left or were fired kind of due to this here, that doesn't surprise me, guys. Right? We're talking about a group of people who basically have no problem with the idea of screaming defund ICE, defund the police, defund any government agency that has the ability to basically hold people accountable. Understand this here. Guys, I call the modern left the anti-accountability party. All right. Because if you look at all of the things that they're basically pushing and every single thing that they basically want out of the government, big government, right? It's all lack of accountability. All right. I made terrible decisions in my life, for example, and I have not been able to reach any type of success here. So please give me money. And number two would be, I come from a bad area, right? I am not responsible for my actions because I come from this bad area and everyone around me is committing all types of like debauchery and heinous acts. So it is everyone else's fault but mine why I went and robbed that store. Okay. The lack of accountability party, it's consistently. Guys, I broke into your country through the southern border, but please do not send me back to the country that I came from. Please don't do that. Get rid of ICE. Lack of accountability party. Now, when it comes down to these foreign donations, it also does not surprise me not one bit here, guys. There are many countries that are in fact considered our adversaries here. All right. Like, could they in fact be the ones who are also putting money into this pot here to basically fund the individuals that are trying to topple our government consistently and topple any law enforcement agencies and entities? Guys, it's 100% plausible. Like, if you are in the camp of saying that that's not a thing, then that's kind of an issue here. Let's just look at it logically here. I only care about the logic in it. Is it plausible? Very plausible. The people that started whistleblowing, they got fired or quit or resigned with nearly $200,000 severance pay. Guys, come on, bro. What is this? Yes, our foreign entities and agencies and groups funding ActBlue? Most likely. Are they funding through proxy a good amount of the protests that are happening on our streets to basically sow dissent? Guys, I've been rallying against the idea of TikTok for a couple of reasons here. All right, so I've been to China. I've seen what TikTok was. TikTok is not what it is in the United States of America, guys. All right, like it is highly, or at the time at least, it was highly education forward, science, right? Like all of these things here that enriched you. But then when you come back to the United States of America, you open up TikTok and out of nowhere, for some reason, it's all literal nonsense, trash, debauchery, anti-American type of stuff here. That's all that it is on TikTok in America, right? I hate men. That's kind of the energy that I get from TikTok in America versus elsewhere where it's like education forward and focused here. Did he just read the memo, bro? Yeah, he did. And I personally think a good amount of the loudest people coming from the left are funded in the same manner. But either way, listen, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. But in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.